Hello, book lovers. I'm Lisa, the author of Power. I started the journey of writing this book about 12 years ago. At the time, I was taking a novel writing for adults course, as I'm always seeking to improve my craft. One of the first assignments required me to write proposals for 2 book ideas. Upon reading my proposals, my instructor said, "They're both good. You choose." Lucky me, right? So helpful, but honestly, I'm honored that he appreciated them. Anyway, to help me make the decision, I headed out for a long walk in a nearby botanical garden to have a conversation with my characters. Literally. Anyone passing me hopefully thought that I was talking on the phone without earbuds or a phone in sight, but they might have thought I was just talking with myself, and that's pretty normal. My creative process works in mysterious ways. After the walk, I wrote down the entire conversation to decide which of the characters in my head had my heart at the time. Under Beth Scrivener and the dystopian world of Power won. Don't worry though, the other character is taking a starring role in my next novel. The story was inspired by 3 sources: The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood, I Am Malala by Malala Yousafzai, and The Female Brain by Luann Brizendine. The first 2 books resonated with my growing concerns about the shift in political rhetoric toward misogynistic and patriarchal views. Not that they weren't always there, but they were just getting louder, and unfortunately now they pretty much scream at us daily. Although I had no intention of writing a feminist manifesto, I often explore issues surrounding women's rights in my creative projects, whether it's theater or writing. I am a fierce advocate for a world where everyone, regardless of gender, race, religion, or any other identifying label, has the ability to live freely and follow their dreams. Malala's memoir stressed that without access to education, women and girls will always fall behind. The Female Brain is a nonfiction book that examines what happens to our brains at different stages of life. This book led me into a journey of what-if questions. For me, what-if questions become the sparks for any story. The questions were, what if humans only use a small portion of their brain's abilities? On a side note, science has proven that is not true. All of our brains are active for different things. But hey, anything can happen in a fantastical version of the world. Second question was, what if people have the capacity to develop unique abilities in response to limitations, such as when they are restricted from learning things like reading and writing? This plays an important role in the world of power. Third, and perhaps the most important question behind the creation of Power, was what if someone developed the ability to rewrite reality? I created the restrictive dystopian country of New North to explore these what-ifs. When I shared the first few chapters, 2 or 3 I think, of Power with my instructor, he encouraged me to lower Andra's age. Originally, I think I had her in her early 20s, and market it for a YA audience. It made sense at the time, although it never fully felt right to me. I have my own issues with the label of YA, but I'm not going into that here. I followed his advice, and the first version of Power launched in 2015 with a gorgeous book cover aimed at younger audiences that was created by an artist friend of mine. I have no regrets, as the book found its readers and was even included in some required reading lists at schools. However, as I was doing book signings and talks, I noticed that the themes resonated with readers of all ages. My oldest fans lived in an elder community, and when I was meeting with them, they reflected on their battles fighting for women's rights. It was a delightful day. Unfortunately, late last year, my publisher retired and decided to streamline his listings. He let Power go. Although this was sad, I also saw it as an opportunity. After all, the dystopian world of New North seems to be creeping closer every day. The rights of so many groups are threatened every day. Walls, both literal and figurative, continue to be built every day. I decided to relaunch Power with a focus on the wider audience it seemed to attract. I revised a few chapters, selected a new cover that I absolutely love for different reasons, and relaunched. Power is ultimately a story of resilience, creative protest, collaboration, and a fight for justice and equity. It is a story about embracing what makes us unique and encouraging others to grow. Finally, it is a story about not giving up hope when all seems lost. If you're anything like me, hope is a really important feeling to hold on to right now. Power begins over a cup of cocoa as Andra faces the threatening reality of what it means to be living in a religious oligarchy. My hope is that you grab your favorite beverage, sit down, and savor every word. I look forward to your thoughts and your reviews, and I'd be happy to meet with your book groups at any time. Good luck on your reading challenge.